Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's video I'd like to take a look at Apple, particularly on a slightly longer time frame chart, because it was interesting that there was some news reports last week saying that I think it's the first iPhone ever that have lower than predecessors' sales. In other words, the sales of the iPhone is starting to decline and analysts were wondering what that has in store for Apple. So what I wanted to look at is how MTPredictor has been viewing Apple over, we'll have a look over the last sort of 6 months or so. So this is a daily chart of Apple. You can see we actually had a couple of sell setups. The first one was on the 26th or 23rd of October last year. If I right mouse click and do analysis, you remember we do correct position sizing to keep our number of or our initial risk under control, varies the number of lots, contracts or shares in this case, and here I'm looking at 0.1% risk on a sample $100,000 account. So this would be shorting 34 shares. Our risk would be $99. Our entry trigger was taken in the next day. We then stopped out a couple of days later. Now it's important to understand that all trading carries risk. There will be losses in all trading. I'll say that again, there will be losses in all trading. Every professional trader must know and accept that. But the trick is keeping the losses small, and this is what correct position sizing does. So here we only risk 0.1% on our $100,000 account. So that would be what we call a 1 risk unit or 1R loss on that particular one there. We then had a TS3 sell, came in here on the 4th of November. That caught the high very nicely. If we right mouse click, do analysis, this time we're taking in, this time it's 45 shares for our 0.1% risk of $100,000 or $100 risk, 45 shares short. The target was down here. Now the reason I'm doing the video today is because yesterday, which was the 28th of January, the market hit our target very nicely indeed. But I wanted to show this because of the whole idea of MTPredictor is that when we're wrong, which we were to start with, the loss is kept small. In other words, we lost 1 risk unit. But on this particular trade, we came down to here and the profit was 12.9. Can I call that 13 to keep the math simple? 13 risk units. In other words, this profit here was approximately 13 times greater than the previous loss. In other words, you turned a $100 risk into just under $1,300, $1,290, ignoring slippage and commission profit. And I thought that has been a very good example to show the whole idea of MTPredictor is that we're looking for trade setups where the profits are large and the losses are small. But I thought it was very interesting in that all the pundits were looking at what they thought of Apple, in particular with the reduced sales of the new iPhone 6s, and I just thought it was very interesting that basically as far as MTPredictor is concerned, we had a sell set up there right at the very high there back on the 4th of November last year, and Apple has been declining ever since and has just hit our first target there on the 28th of Jan for a nice 12.9-hour profit. So it's nice every once in a while having a look at some daily stocks. I know in my videos I tend to look at USE minis on shorter time frames a lot, and sometimes I look at Forex charts as well. So I just thought today it would be nice having a look at a slightly longer term chart on a daily stock, particularly as Apple has been in the news recently. And a good example of what MTPredictor has been doing in relation to our trade setups and keeping losses small and profits large.